The A's are moving on to the ALDS. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Philly South Show videocast, and today we're going to be recapping the American League wildcard series between the Chicago White Sox and the Oakland Athletics, as the Oakland A's are moving on to the ALDS, as this went to a Game 3, one of the few series that actually went to a Game 3, as they lose the first game, win the next two, as they are now moving on to the ALDS. This is a very exciting series. As I said, a lot of these other wildcard series, both AL and NL, were just a clean sweep. This was not. This was actually a pretty exciting series, as this was in Oakland, California at the Coliseum. Good series for the A's. You got to be feeling good, especially after you just keep choking in the post. I mean, you made the wild card the past two previous seasons. You lose in the wild card. So this has got to feel good for the Oakland A's. It's got to be a big confidence boost. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. Now, the first game, as I said, the A's, they did win the series. They did not win the first game. 4-1, your final score for the Chicago White Sox, as the A's offense was not good in the first game at all. They were just totally outmatched. I mean, they only scored one run. I mean, it wasn't like they were shut out like the Cincinnati Reds. You remember that horrible series for the Cincinnati Reds? It wasn't like they were shut out, but they just did not play good baseball, as they ended up losing 4-1. As Lucas Giolito was on the mound for the White Sox, he was good in the first game, and he went 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, and 8 strikeouts. He was just completely dominant. He showed that he's a very good pitcher, and he was good in that first game, man, for the White Sox. Pooh, he was good. And the White Sox they got over Dallas Keuchel. He had a great season. Didn't do well in this series, but he has like a 1.99 ERA this year. He had like a 6-2 record. He was great for the White Sox in the first year of this contract. They bring him on a pretty big deal. Still, I'm not feel sold on that contract. Even though he had a good first year, it's just that was a big contract. But Giolito was great for the White Sox in that first game. I mean, he has good potential, man. I mean, he's 26 years of age, and he had a 3.48 ERA this year. So he's a good pitcher, man. I mean, that guy has good potential. I like him a lot, and he showed what he's worth in that first game. For the A's, you got Chris Davis over there, Marcus Semien, Matt Olson as well. Matt Chapman over at third base. I mean, they have some good offensive players over there. Did not look very good in the first game, though. As the White Sox prevailed 4-1 your final score, and this one pretty much came down to the starting pitching for the Chicago White Sox. As I said, Lucas Giolito was great in the first game, and that's why the White Sox won, because Giolito went 7 innings and he was just completely dominant, striking out 8, as I said, and the A's offense was just outmatched by this pitching in the first game. It was. As I said, it all comes down to the pitching. I say that on every single video. Their offense was able to wake up later in the series, but the first game was not there at all, as the White Sox were able to get the first. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, the White Sox, here we go again. The White Sox are going to eliminate the A's. Of course, the A's continue to choke every single season. Here we go. Oh boy. And look what happened. The A's came back and won. How about that? How about a nice little comeback? Unbelievable. Good job for the Oakland A's. And then the second game, they were able to hit Dallas Keuchel as they win 5-3. And Dallas Keuchel had a great year, as I said, 6-2 with a 1.99 ERA. He was not good in the second game. He only went 3 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs. Only 3 of them were earned, and 4 strikeouts. He was not good at all. He was not good, and he just wasn't there. He was getting hit around. He allowed, as I said, 2 home runs, and Marcus Semien going deep in this one. Chris Davis going deep in this one. So he just did not look good. He looked completely terrible in this one. And as I said, his defense did not help him. The Chicago White Sox made 2 errors, and that's why 2 of those runs were not earned. But even that, he still didn't pitch well. He allowed those 2 home runs to Semien and Davis. So the Oakland A's able to prevail in Game 2. And, Game 3, anything could happen. Anything could happen. And Bassett was on the mound for Oakland the second game, went 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. He was great. I mean, I know it was a 5-3 final score because Hendricks came in and pitched an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. He was not good at all. I know he struck out 5 in the only inning, 2/3 of work, but he just still was not good at all. But Bassett was great for the Oakland A's, and that's why they won. And their offense was able to, they had a sleeper in the first game. Their offense was not there, able to pick it up in game 2. But the White Sox offense was not terrible. I mean, Tim Anderson, he's good. I mean, Edwin Encarnacion, what happened to Edwin Encarnacion? I mean, it's just, I tell you, he's at the end of his career. It's really a shame. You got Jose Abreu over there having another underrated year. Got Garcia over there as well. So the White Sox have a very, very good team, and they're a very, very young team. I like that White Sox team, and I like the Oakland A's team as well. I mean, these are two very, very good teams. And it wasn't like this was like some beat-up team that just made it in. It wasn't like the Milwaukee Brewers or the Houston Astros who just made it. Had losing seasons, but they still made it in the playoffs. These two teams had good years. They had very good seasons. This was an interesting series. You know why? Because it went to Game 3. It wasn't like a nice clean sweep. It wasn't like nice clean sweep for this team or that team. It was a Game 3. It went to the Game 3. So I love that. I like to make it interesting. I don't want every series to be a clean sweep. As I said, the starting pitching did play a big part in this series. And yesterday, the A's were able to move on to the ALDS as they win 6-4. As our offense was able to pick it up again. I mean, this was not a low-scoring game. It combined 10 runs between these two teams. This was they had home field advantage, which is always a nice thing to have. But did not look good early. Luis Robert, the Chicago White Sox, giving them a 1-0 lead, and he does it again when he singles on a ground ball to center field, make it a 2-0 lead for the Sox. And they were down 3-0 at one point. The A's were, and they were able to fight back and win 6-4. So that's always a big, big confidence booster. Whenever a comeback win always feels good, right? I mean, it always feels good. Comeback wins are great for teams. They're great for teams, especially going into the ALDS. It's nice to come. It wasn't like they were down like 6-0, but they're down 3-0. I mean, and they're in a playoff series. I mean, so it's always nice to come back and win. And the White Sox, I did not see this. I mean, there's two good baseball teams. I didn't really know who was going to win going into this series. This is a very exciting series, as I said, because it went to a Game 3. I love that because it's interesting. I don't want to see a clean sweep. Two very evenly matched teams. So I wasn't surprised either way who was going to win. It wasn't like the Yankees were playing the Indians or the Braves were playing the Reds where like, okay, well, this team clearly has the advantage. This was a evenly matched series. Two very good teams on equal playing fields, I'd say. But the A's had the edge in this when they were at home. And they just played better. Not in the first game, but in the next two games, they played better. And that is why they won, as they're able to get a nice comeback win in the final game as well. So that's always got to feel good. So congratulations to the Oakland Athletics for moving on to the ALDS. I do like the A's. Used to play in Philadelphia when they were the Philadelphia Athletics. Then they moved on to Kansas City. They were there for not that long. I think they were only there a little while. And then they moved to Oakland. I know there's been some talk about them trying to find a new stadium, or I heard rumors that they might be moving to Las Vegas or something like the Raiders did, but we'll see what happens there. But right now, they're still in Oakland. So we're going to see what happens there. But good series for the A's. They were able to, their offense was able to wake up after a bad first game. You only push across one run, you come back and, score like 5-6 runs the next two games. So that's great. That's great for them. As regards to White Sox, you got to be, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you've not made the playoffs in a little while. It wasn't like you just snuck in, right? It wasn't like you just snuck in. It wasn't like you had a losing record. You were able to get in. I mean, you're a good team and you have a bright future ahead of you. This is kind of like this is what I said about the Toronto Blue Jays, a good young team. You did make the playoffs. They had a good season, but they were just outmatched. And it wasn't like they lost 10-0 every game, but they made a series out of it, and they took it to a Game 3, and that was it. I mean, they lost, and now they're done. And I don't think you're going to see them out of the playoffs too much. I think next year and the years forward, I definitely think you're going to see them back playing October baseball. That is for sure. But they're eliminated this time by the A's, as the A's are moving on to the ALDS. Congratulations. Good series for them. Their offense, after being asleep, was able to pick it up, thanks to guys like Marcus Semien, Chris Davis, even Sean Murphy as well. I mean, look what he was able to do. He homered yesterday. You know what, guys? That is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section. At Phillies Hot Serve Instagram, RFN Instagram. Card text 267-225-3392. Email me, phillieshotsserve@gmail.com. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. The Oakland Athletics Moving on to the ALDS, defeating the Chicago White Sox. Congratulations once again to the Oakland Athletics. White Sox, not the end of the world. You have a good young team, and you're going to be good in years forward. So you can't be too upset about this. It's disappointing, but you still got to be happy because you still had a good season, and you got to be thankful for that. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. I'll see you guys.